Welcome guys, it is round 2 here at SARCO. We're in this 73 BMW 2002 Stance Works. We're here at the Catalunya National Track. Just to recap on our format, is we run 2 heats. Both heats have a 5-minute qualifying, then a 8-lap race, followed by a longer 15-lap race. It has been a very rough start to this championship, and I'm sure some of the drivers will be looking to get a much better result from that round number 1. We'd just like to wish Time Moore a speedy recovery. Come on bud, all the guys here at SARCO are behind you and sending your wishes. Greg, to you and your family, please note that you're in our thoughts. There is some light cloud around here at Catalunya. Sit back and enjoy the highlights of both heats 1 and 2. So just before the start of the race, unfortunately we did lose some drivers. Toki, he disconnected out of the lobby in qualifying. D, he unfortunately was not able to get in. Craig, he was called away for some international duty, so was unable to be here. Both Karot and Vince, they provided some medical certificates, and Louis, he unfortunately had a 3-gig issue he had to contend with. So we are 20 drivers down to 14 for the start of this race number 2. Row number 7 and Roy is in car number 10. He starts off in 14th place and he is alongside Dane, car number 81, in 13th position. Row 6, 12th place, Colin, he drives in 16 and he is alongside Memo in car number 7. Memo starts off in 11th. Row number 5 and in 10th place we have Clive. He is in car number 1 and he is alongside Rudy. Rudy's in 9th place driving car number 70. Row number 4 and 8th place, Jacques, he is in 88 for TTR and he is alongside Andrew. Andrew's the lonely member in car number 5, starting off in 7th place. Row number 3 goes to Ross and Dirk. Ross is 6th in car number 91 and he is alongside Dirk, who's 5th. Dirk is driving in car number 73. Duppy, the second of the TTR drivers, he's 4th. He's in car number 89 here in row number 2 and he starts off next to the 3rd place driver Bruno, and Bruno's in car number 58. Row number 1 and Marius, he's in 2nd place driving in car number 70 and he is alongside Jakes Fatikaki here in car number 84, and Jakes will start off in pole position. It is lights out here at Catalunya. We see on the left of the screen that's Bruno. He's making his move there on Jakes. 3 wide as they come down that main straight, preparing for turn number 1. Looks like Bruno, he's got the run on Jakes going into turn number 1. Oh, big lock up there by Bruno. He unfortunately allows Jakes some space to go around, but that leaves Jakes. He's now on the inside as they go through turn number 2 and 3. Everyone seems to be clean so far. The guys have listened to the driver's briefing and they've accepted that there will be other drivers around you. Please just be patient, have respect for those. Oh, that's Bruno, he's now moved himself up to first, followed closely by Jakes. That's Duppy, he's in 4th place. Through turn 7. Very tight hairpin here. Single foul. Oh, we see someone in the background there. That was Colin. He unfortunately he ran himself a little bit wide going into turn number 7. Jump on board with Morris as he goes through turn number 10 and set up for these S's here in 11 and 12. Much quicker line there for Morris compared to Jakes as they come around turn number 13. Trying to get as much of this downforce coming down this main straight. Jakes, he's now moved himself to the inside going into turn number 1. He'll take that position away from Bruno. Morris will have a look on the inside too. A little bit of contact there between the 2 drivers. But Bruno is able to hold his position and he will then lead Morris coming through the turn 2 and 3. Now we jump further down the field just to see what's happening. We have a look at the positions. So Jakes, he still leads, followed by Bruno in second. Morris is third with Dirk in fourth. Duppy, he's in fifth. Ross, he's in sixth place with Andrew in seventh. Rudy is eighth. Colin, he's moved himself up to ninth place. Roy, he's moved up from 14th on the grid to 10th. Memo's in 11th. Clive, he's currently in 12th with Jacques in 13th and Dane down in 14th position. Back to the front of the pack in shot, we've got Bruno. We can see this battle's now becoming a four-way battle. That's Dirk, he started in fourth place. He's now moving himself up there just behind Morris. Dirk's currently in fourth place. Looks like he'll have the slipstream going on Morris as they come down this main straight, crossing the start finish line and preparing for turn number one. Fortunately, Dirk hasn't had that slipstream. Morris had to just brake a little bit harder than he wanted to. Got a bit of a lock up, and that unfortunately just ruined some of that momentum. We'll just see if Dirk will have the run on the inside here. No, unfortunately he doesn't. He misses out that opportunity. It's still Jakes. Bruno. Whoa, Bruno, he runs himself a little bit wide as he exited out of turn number 4 there. Through the S's on 5 and 6. The front of the pack, block up there by Bruno once again. As they go through the turn number 9. Very long right-hander. Lap number 3, just have a look to see what's happening here further down the field. Currently in shot, that's Roy. And Roy, he's lost the rear coming out of turn number 6. That's allowed Memo, he's moved himself up, followed by Clive. He too's gone up as Memo, he locks up going into turn number 7. Memo run himself very wide there. Jacques, he's now getting himself back into the mix. Too wide as they go through turn number 9. Roy's been able to move himself back up that place after having gone off there in turn number 6. Or too wide into turn 11. That's pretty tight stuff. Roy, he'll take the inside line here going through 11 and 12. And will only lose one position after having gone off through that turn number 6. Halfway through lap number 4, we jump to the leaders. That's Jakes. He's currently ahead still with Bruno second. That was Morris in third. Dirk is in fourth. Duppy, he's in 5th place, followed by Ross in 6th. Andrews in 7th. Rudy 8th. Colin 9th. That is Clive. He's in 10th place, followed by Roy. Memo's in 11th. Jacques, he's in 13th with Dane in 14th position. As a race leader, Jakes, he goes around turn number 9. You see he's starting to pull himself away from Bruno, and this front pack is starting to spread themselves out slightly. In shot, our 3rd place driver Morris, who started second on the grid, coming out of turn number 13. He's unstabilized the rear, spun himself around. That's Dirk's gone past, Duppy's gone past, Ross has gone past, now that's Andrew. So Morris, he's unfortunately lost 4 places coming out of turn number 13. Sure, he's not going to be enjoying that. Yeah, we're on board with Ross coming to the end of lap number 5. Back on the power. A little bit of oversteer there as he goes through turn number 8. Little gear down to keep those revs up coming out of turn number 9. Let's see if Ross will be able to get a good exit here behind Duppy. Coming through 11 and 12. Little lock up there, you could hear those tires screeching. Out of turn number 13, we can see Duppy, he's pulled himself away. And unfortunately, Ross won't be able to get that place. Beginning of lap number 6 in shot, we've got Bruno, and he's closely followed by Dirk. A little lock up by Bruno. Dirk had a little look on the inside there. Round turn number 1. Nearing the end of lap number 7. We see Ross, he's starting to put some pressure here on Dupi as they exit out of turn number 9. Through 10, setting himself up for 11. Will Ross be able to get a good run here on Dupi to go into turn number 1? Looked like that right rear wheel was just about lifting off the ground with how hard Ross had attacked that corner. Ross was having a little look, but unfortunately he is too far away to make a move here on Dupi. We'll be able to get him coming through turn number 2 and 3. Round turn number 5. Here we chase Bruno with Dirk hot on his heels as they go through turn number 4. Well, Dirk has a look in the inside there, but unfortunately Bruno sees him coming. In shot Jakes, our pole sitter. He will cross the line and he will win race number 1. I'm sure he'll be very happy with that after landing on his roof at the Nürburgring. He'll cross the line, he'll finish first. Bruno will come home in second with Dirk third. Dupi will come home in fourth with Ross fifth. Andrew will finish sixth. Marius 7th. Rudy will finish 8th. Clive 9th. Colin will finish 10th with Jacques in 11th. Roy will finish 12th. Memel 13th and Dane in 14th place. We're now up to 15 drivers here at race number 2 with Torquay being able to get into the room. Memo, he's in row number 8 starting in 15th place. Row 7 sees Dane, he's in 14th alongside Roy in 13th place. Row number 6, teammates for Zeta Racing. Clive, he's in 12th place. Alongside him is Torquay in 11. Row 5, Jacques from TTR, he's up to 10th place. And he's alongside Rudy, who equals his round number 1 qualifying in 9th place. Andrew, unfortunately, he falls down. He's in 8th place. And he is alongside Colin, who improves by 3 places from race number 1 qualifying. Row number 3 is Dupi. He's in 6th place. He drops from his 4th position from race number 1. Dirk, he matches his 5th place. Bruno here, unfortunately, he drops down to 4th. And Ross, he improves by 3 positions, starting in 3rd position. Marius, he retains his 2nd spot for the qualifying, and Jake's our race 1 winner. He will start off in pole once again. As we wait for those green lights, and off we go. Marius, he struggled to get off the line Bruno and Ross passed. That's Andrew in that green car number 5. He's moved himself up to 8th. Well, that's Torquay and Clive. They've had a bit of a cuddle there coming off the line into turn number 1. Bruno, he's up to 2nd place, moving ahead from Marius. Marius, here unfortunately, he's dropped down to, it looks like, 6th place. Unfortunately, we have a look at the replay. Torquay not realizing how close Clyde actually was. That unfortunately pushed Clyde into Jacques, and that sends Torquay on his little flight. Back to the front of the pack, and we see Jakes, he goes past, he's in 1st place, followed by Bruno in 2nd. Ross is in 3rd, Durkee, he's in 4th, putting some pressure there on Ross coming into turn number 7. Little lock up there by Ross as they exit out of turn number 7, preparing for turn number 8. Well, that's Colin in the background there. Looks like he might have gone off there as he entered into that turn number 7. Through turn 10 and preparing for 11 and 12. Taking a little bit of that curb, getting that power on as quick as possible. We chase Marius coming out of turn number 13. He's got Andrew in front of him. Andrew having a great start off the line, coming from 8th place up to 5th. Will Marius have a little look on the inside here, going into turn number 1. Andrew, he goes very defensive. That's Ross in car number 91. He's run himself wide going into turn 1 with Durkee. He's run himself wide coming out of turn number 1. Through 2 and 3. A little touch there between Andrew and Dirk. That's allowed Morris to get the run on Andrew. Will he go around the outside? No, he lets Andrew go, realizing that there wouldn't be enough space for both the drivers there. This tricky right then left S. That might have been a little touch. Will Morris have the inside here? Yes, Andrew, he's unfortunately had to give that place up to Morris. Morris will have the inside line coming here into a turn number 9 again, and he will move himself up into 5th place. Further down the field, we haven't shot Jacques. He's in car number 88, and he's putting pressure. That's Rudy in front of him as they come through turns 11 and 12. Looks like Jacques got a much better line coming out of those S's. Will he be able to tuck in behind Rudy and set himself up for an overtake going into turn number 1? Across the start finish line. In the background there, that's Colin. He's now starting to make way. He unfortunately hasn't had a good start. He was up in 7th place. In the background there we saw Clive. He was coming out of the pits after the contact with his teammate Toki. Seems Rudy, he's been able to fend off Jacques going into turn number 1. Nearing the end of lap number 3, Jakes, he still leads with Bruno in 2nd. Ross is in 3rd place. Dirk currently in shot, he was in 4th place. Morris is 5th. Andrew 6th. Duppy is in 7th. Jacques seems to have found that position over Rudy. Rudy's down to 9th. Colin, he's in 10th place. Toki's 11th. Dane in 12th. Membo's in 13th. Roy 14th. And Clive unfortunately down in 15th position. We'll jump on board with Morris, currently in 5th place in the start of lap number 4. Well, Bruno, he ran himself quite wide there going into turn number 1. Morris, he just tried to get himself off those curbs in the first race. Coming out of a turn number 13, he touched that curb, unfortunately spinning himself, and that unfortunately dropped himself all the way down to his 7th position. Through this tricky corner at number 4, because you're basically cornering and you're not being able to see the runoff at the exit of turn number 4. Dirk putting that outside wheel on the dirt. Little lock up there by Ross. Well, Ross might have lost the rear bit there. That's going to lose some momentum. Dirk might be starting to put some pressure on coming into this turn number 9. Just remember that the setups for this race, unfortunately, we are very much locked to either a stable or the loose. And the guys have the choice between that, but no setups or customizable setups allowed for this race. We like to keep it as standard as possible. Great exit for Morris as he comes out of that turn number 13, right tucked in behind Dirk. He's 2 tucked in behind Ross. We jump trackside as we watch Dirk. He's making a move here on Ross on the inside. Will there be enough space there for him? Yes, there is. Dirk has just made that move stick. Will Morris be able to take that tighter inside line, follow Dirk around and get in the position over Ross? Fortunately not. Ross has dropped himself. He's down into 4th place. Dirk has made that move stick going into turn number 1. As the guys come out of turn number 4. Through the S's on 5 and 6. Well, a little sideways action there from Ross. That might give Morris a little bit of an advantage coming into this turn number 7. Well, very close between the two of them. Morris gets that power back on a little bit earlier than Ross. Around turn number 9. Will this be the point where Morris takes the position away from Ross? He has a look on the inside. Yes, Morris has made it stick, but he now unfortunately has to go to the outside for turns 11 and 12. Around turn number 13, it seems like Ross has been able to fend off that attack from Morris, and Ross will hold that position crossing the line. Halfway through lap number 6, and Durkee, he's starting to put pressure here on Bruno as they head down that back straight and prepare for turn number 7. Oh, luck up by Bruno. Oh, Durkee had a little look on the inside. Fortunately, he was a little bit too far away. The background there, that's Memo. He'll move to the outside to allow these leaders to go through turn number 9. Durkee right on the rear of Bruno as he goes into turn 10. This tricky little chicane system here in turn number 11 and 12. There's see Morris in the background there. He's still fighting Ross. We'll keep the battle on these two guys as we see Memo there on the left hand side. He's moved over, allowing these top 6 drivers to go past. Little flash of the lights and appreciation. Durkee has a look on the inside. Oh, Bruno might have just squeezed him a little bit. Durkee comes off the power. Through 2 and 3. There in that car number 88, that was Jacques. He'll be lapped soon. Oh, not sure what happened there. I think Jacques just might have pulled off the track, not wanting to get involved here in the mix. Oh, big lock up by Bruno going into turn number 7. Will Durkee get the power on, setting himself up for turn number 8. He has the inside line, but Bruno now has the inside going into turn number 9. Durkee will try the cut back here to get that power on. Try to take the inside here going into turn number 10. No, he realizes that there just wasn't enough speed there. Into 10. Down around this very long right-hander, turn number 13. We'll just have a quick pan around just to see what's happening in the back here. Fortunately, the guys are a little bit too far away. And we'll follow Durkee going into turn number 1 with Bruno. Takes the inside. Great move there by Dirk. Bruno, he will now be on the outside going through turn number 1. Bruno is inside now, turn number 2. These two drivers have just changed position within 2 corners. Looks like Dirk has got the run here, and Bruno setting himself up at turn number 4. Oh, they have a little bit of a touch. Then Bruno rejoins the track. He's still ahead of Dirk. Bruno realizes that he cut the track, allowing Dirk to go past. That's great sportsmanship there. Lap number 8, and Morris has a look on the inside here. And Ross, oh, little lock up there. Contact between Morris and Ross, but Morris, he lets Ross take that position back. Andrew, he's found the opportunity to move himself up. That's Dupi. He's now in the mix, starting to add pressure here on Morris. Morris just not having a good round number 2 here in this BMW. Coming out of turn 5 and 6. That's Andrew. He's currently in 5th place. Morris had a little look, but turns out right at the end there, Morris giving Andrew a little nudge as they go through turn number 9. We can have a quick look at what's happening in the positions. Jakes, he's ahead by 6 seconds from Dirk. Dirk is 2nd. Bruno's in 3rd. Ross 4th. Andrew, he's currently 5th with Marius right behind him in 6th place. Dupi, he's in 7th. Colin, he's up to 8th. Rudy, he's in 9th. Torquay, he's up to 10th place with Dane in 11th. Jacques down in 12th. Memel's in 13th. Clive, he's in 14th. And Roy currently circulating in 15th place. Morris will have a look on the inside here going into turn number 1. Oh, Andrew's gone a little bit wide, allowed Morris the space. But Andrew, he's now on the inside here for turn number 2. Well, the two drivers get extremely close. Morris just letting Andrew go, coming out of turn number 3 as they set themselves for turn 4. Through 5 and 6, little touch on the brakes there by Andrew. Will Morris have the run here going into 7? Yep, Morris has made it quite an easy overtake coming to turn 7, and he will move himself up into 5th place. While that battle between Andrew and Morris was going on, we missed this overtake here by Dirk on the inside of Bruno, coming through turn number 9. Dirkie moved himself up into second place and dropping Bruno down into third. Then way ahead, all on his own, our race leader, Jakes. He'll cross the line to begin his 10th lap. The positions currently are Jakes is first, Dirk is in second, Bruno is third, Ross in fourth, Morris is in fifth, Andrew's in sixth, Duppy he's in 7th place, followed by Colin in 8th, Rudy is 9th, Torquay is in 10th, Dane 11th place, Jacques in 12th, Memo 13th, Clive he's in 14th, and Roy in 15th position. Lap number 10, and the battle for second is still very much on. That's Dirkie, he's on the inside now going into turn 2, little touch between Bruno and Dirk. Bruno's on the inside, he's touched the curb, he's spun the rear. That's Ross goes past, Morris goes past, Andrew goes past, Duppy goes past. Bruno, he now drops down from the 3rd place down to 7th. That's 4 places within a matter of 1 corner. This is what happens when the field is so closely contested. 5th, 6th and 7th, they enter into turn number 1. That's Bruno trying to make a comeback after that little mistake coming out of turn number 3. Andrew leads this battle through turn 2. You see Ross and Morris having just gone through the shot there. They two are extremely tight together. Bruno tries to go around the outside. Through 5 and 6, very close there. Bruno might have come off the power. He has a look on the inside. Duppy sees him coming and shuts the door. Through turn 8, Andrew leads this battle. Duppy looks like he might have got a much better run there through that corner on Andrew. Through turn 10, setting up for 11 and 12. Bruno's got the power on a lot sooner. Taking the inside line, going through turn number 13. They're side by side, exiting 13. This will be a good old-fashioned drag race, going down this main straight, crossing the line. See, coming out of shot there, that was Dirkie, Ross and Morris. Bruno will have a look on the inside. Oh, unfortunately, they have a touch. Bruno goes into Dirk. We'll have to see just exactly what happened there. So here we have a look at the replay. We see Bruno is already locked up. Duppy is locked up. Bruno carrying way too much speed, coming into turn number 1. Fortunately, knocking Duppy, sending him around. But in true sportsmanship, realizing he had made the mistake, moves over to the side. He allows Duppy to take their place back, and they continue racing. Nearing the end of lap number 13 in shot, we have Bruno. He managed to take their place away from Duppy 2 corners later. Coming out of turn number 13, that's Duppy and shot. Oh, he's got a much better line coming out of turn number 13. He pulls himself alongside Bruno as they head down the main straight. They will cross the line together. Real touch between the two drivers, but Duppy, he will have the inside line, and he will take that place from Bruno going into turn number 1. Crowd cheering as we have Jakes, the double winner here at Catalunya. He'll cross the line to win. Dirk, he will cross the line second, followed by Morris in third. Andrew will finish a respectable 4th, having started 8th. Bruno, a disappointing 5th. Duppy, he will cross the line in 6th. Ross down in 7th place. Rudy, he's in 8th. Colin will finish 9th. Jacques 10th. Dane will come home in 11th with Memo in 12th. Clive will finish 13th, having had contact with Torquay in the first off the start. Roy will finish 14th, and Torquay unfortunately will retire. Now that we've completed the 2 heats for round number 2, we're able to update the championship standings, and we'll see that Jakes, he now puts himself top After having dropped the lowest score of 16, he moves himself ahead of Dirk. Dirk currently in a second place, but with two very strong results there. Bruno, he's in third place, followed by Marius, Andrew, Vince, Dupi, Ross, Louis, Rudy, Colin, Jacques, Torquay, Clive, Gerard, Dane, Memo, Yaku, and then Roy. Hope you guys enjoyed watching those highlights. If you do, give us a like, subscribe, and we'll see you soon, yos.